Welcome to UpNorthLive Unscripted on this Friday evening. Thanks for joining us. Of course, Friday is here. Happy Friday to everybody that's tuned in. And when you think of Friday, of course, we want to think about the events happening today, but also this weekend, and that brings up the whole idea of weather. Joe, I have to say, though, today, a much different situation than yesterday at this time, weather-wise. Yeah, I mean, last night it was cloudy everywhere. We had rain and drizzle in spots. A damp night last night. A little bit of clearing earlier in the day today, Melissa, but looking ahead here, it's not going to be a completely dry weekend. Okay. Especially if you're up north in the UP and Straits. Tomorrow, later in the day, maybe a little rain and snow there, but not a huge deal. And then as we get closer to Thanksgiving, I think the bigger story there, Melissa, is just going to be the drop in temperature right around Thanksgiving, and then the chance for, which we haven't had a ton of so far, some snow and some lake effect snow right around the holidays. So we'll have more on that coming up a little later. All right, thanks for that, Joe. We will check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Charlevoix on that travel forecast coming up later in the show. Murder and cancer. A lot of people go their entire lives without having to ever deal with either one of those. But a northern Michigan mother had both forced into her life in a rough span of 24 hours. Christy Hooper is the mom of Lawrence Boyd, the man killed in the Traverse City parking deck just last Saturday night. A day after she found out about her son, she learned she has full-blown leukemia. Tonight, friends of hers are asking for some help so that Christy can tackle a new mission in life.
I don't want his name forgotten. Ever.
Christy Hooper, surrounded by those who love her and prescription bottles. The first to support her following the murder of her son Lawrence over the weekend. The second to help her stay alive.
I got a call Monday that the doctor needed to see me regarding my bone marrow biopsy. The day, after I found out my son was dead.
Within 24 hours, she lost her son and gained a leukemia diagnosis.
There is no permanent cure except for a bone marrow transplant.
Christy's been battling cancer for 4 years. In that time, starting to accept her fate and make plans for Lawrence's future.
I was supposed to die before him. He was supposed to take this house over and marry Amanda.
Suddenly and tragically, that all changed. Now, she's planning a funeral for him while fighting for her own life.
I'll be, in the hospital for 7 days to start a treatment, of chemo and medications.
Before his death, Christy was on a mission to take care of things for Lawrence once she was gone. Now, in his absence, she's found a new mission.
I'm going to speak as loud as I can to make sure he is not forgotten.
And a bone marrow transplant may be her best way to keep her speaking as long as possible. But that raises a couple of challenges.
I live on Social Security. That's it.
And now that Lawrence is gone,
he did everything for me.
So she's going to have to hire help in general around the house. And then there's that cost of an actual transplant.
You have to live for 3 months within a half hour of the hospital for 3 months in Michigan with 2 caregivers.
Around-the-clock care and only available at an out-of-town hospital. Expenses that sparked this effort by friends.
I love all you people that are trying to help.
A GoFundMe to help her explore a transplant that could extend her life while helping take care of the day-to-day.
Thank you. Thank you. It will help a lot. I wish it was my son helping.
Christy Hooper had 24 hours she wouldn't wish on anyone.
I don't want any other parent to go through this. Any parent, anybody, any friend, any loved one.
And now those friends stepping up to help a woman who'd been preparing those around her for her own death, only to now have to live to keep a legacy alive.
I want him remembered forever.
Now, again, the GoFundMe has been set up all to help Christy manage some of the unexpected costs that she'll now be facing with Lawrence's death, as well as tackle the possibility of a life-saving bone marrow transplant. If you'd like to learn more about the GoFundMe, we do have a link posted with this story on our website, UpNorthLive.com. In other news today, a shelter-in-place order that is, at a Big Rapids apartment complex had people living there on edge this morning after a maintenance worker discovered a suspicious object in the parking lot. The response brought in multiple agencies and actually shut down the area for several hours. And the call came in around 8:40 this morning at the 830 Water Tower Apartments after a worker spotted a 2-liter plastic bottle containing an unknown substance. When officers arrived, they immediately secured the scene and notified building management. The situation prompted police to take extra precautions as they worked to assess what was inside that bottle. That decision led to a coordinated response involving specialized crews brought in to inspect the object and make sure it posed no immediate danger to people living there. Police say nobody was hurt and only the apartment complex itself was affected. Switching gears and taking a look ahead to tomorrow, a campaign kicking off in Grand Traverse County, helping children receive toys this holiday season. Toys for Tots of Northwest Michigan is hosting the kickoff event at Fox Grand Traverse Collision Center in Traverse City. The local campaign covers 5 counties, including Grand Traverse, Leelanau, Antrim, Kalkaska, and Benzie. Last year, the local campaign collected nearly 35,000 toys and distributed to more than 5,000 children. And sticking with our Toys for Tots story, we are joined by the man himself behind the campaign, Mr. Mike Kent. Good to see you as always, Mike.
I'm the man behind the woman who runs the campaign.
Oh, there you go.
That's the big difference.
I'm glad you acknowledged her.
Melissa, it all starts tomorrow. The Toys for Tots campaign of Northwest Michigan. As you mentioned, last year we collected and distributed 35,000 toys. So the kickoff, and a major change this year. In the past, we've had it at Great Wolf Lodge, and this year we're having it at Fox Grand Traverse, the Collision Center. And it's a drive-through event. We're trying to simplify this. And what we're asking people is drop off a toy if you can, if you have the ability to do that. We will have a limited number of Great Wolf Lodge water park passes to give away. It's taking place between noon and 2 o'clock. And Santa will be there, be waving at people, be coming in on a fire truck. And we'll have a couple of elves there who, they always go with Santa. And we ask people that even if you can't make this event, what this is Toys for Tots is up and running. And if you can make a donation, our agencies, and we serve 14 different agencies, they're telling us that they expect an increase in requests this year. And so even though we did 35,000 last year and over 5,000 kids that we serve, the need is probably going to be greater. So we're going to have like 100 collection boxes throughout the region. And even if you're not in the Grand Traverse, the 5 counties that you mentioned, there are Toys for Tots throughout northern Michigan. So whether you're in Sheboygan or Charlevoix or Gaylord or Greeley, they all have campaigns. This is the largest toy gathering program in the country. And it covers, there are 800 different programs, all supported by the U.S. Marine Corps. And that's where we got it started 78 years ago. So what we're asking people to do is, even if you can't participate tomorrow, somewhere during the campaign, if you can make a donation, great. If you can't, that's fine too. And if you need help, go to toysfortots.org. There's a drop-down menu that takes you to Michigan and takes you to whatever county you are in. And you can find out both how to make a donation or if you need help, where you go to get help.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Mike, that if people are not in one of those counties that we mentioned, if they're in Charlevoix County or Sheboygan, that they can still take part. There are ways that they can connect to Toys for Tots.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, Melissa, is that every one of these people, every one of these programs that we have, there's one goal in mind. Yeah. We just want to make sure that every child in northern Michigan has a Christmas. And there are parents right now that are dreading the Christmas season because they want their kids to have a Christmas just like everyone else.
Right.
And they have no idea how they're going to do it. Well, this is where all these agencies that we work with, this is the generosity of this community that comes through year after year after year, all with that same goal, to help families in our area have a wonderful Christmas. And that's what we're all working to do.
And Mike, recap again tomorrow. When does everything start? When can people start donating if they would like to do that?
Well, there are if they want to start donating now, they can donate now, and you can go online, make a cash donation. Cash is king. So at toysfortots.org, that's the place to do it. And again, wherever you live, support your local program. But tomorrow's event is at Foxborough and Travis Collision Center between noon and 2 o'clock. So there's a lot going on tomorrow, especially in Traverse City. You've got the light parade and everything else. But you know what? It's midday.
That's
if
true.
You can make it out. If you can see Santa. And Santa will not be like we did at Great Wolf Lodge. He's not going to be doing visits with kids. But if you want to slip him a message about what you're looking for, he would be happy to take it.
I think that's fantastic. And like you said, Mike, it's earlier, it's midday. So if you have those evening plans to be downtown or another holiday event, you can still get this part of your day and stop by Toys for Tots.
Isn't this a wonderful time of the year? And you know, if you have, what a great lesson to teach your kids. If you've got kids and you take a couple bucks out of their piggy bank and go to Meijer and buy some Matchbox cars, and make that donation, you have taught your kid a lesson for life.
It's true.
The value and the joy of helping others. And, you know, there are so many generations of what we keep hearing from families that donate today is, you know, when I was a kid, we needed Toys for Tots. Like I said, it's been around for 78 years. And now I'm able to give back. Melissa, we hear that over and over and again. And quite frankly, it gives me goosebumps. And that's one of the reasons that we all get involved in. You know, we look at the numbers and we say, oh, geez, 35,000 toys, that's a lot. We get carried away with that. It has nothing to do with the numbers.
Right.
It has everything to do with individuals that want their kids to have a Christmas.
That's very true.
And the generosity of this community allows that to happen. That's what it is. It's a one-on-one. When people wake up on Christmas morning, we don't get to see the final results, and we shouldn't. It should be the parents that see that.
So true.
And that's the joy that we all take part in.
Mike, thank you. Always good to
bet.
see you. Like you said, it is the season of giving, and we want to help these families as best we can. Mike Kent, again, with the Toys for Tots campaign, which does kick off tomorrow. For more information on the campaign, you can check out our website, UpNorthLive.com. A local Big Rapids group helping ensure everyone in the community can enjoy a Thanksgiving meal. This year's free community Thanksgiving dinner brings together volunteers, organizations, and residents, all to address food insecurity and build connections across the city. The annual event is hosted by Our Brother's Keeper in partnership with Connect Church. It'll take place at Angels of Action on November 27th from 12:30 to 4 p.m. And the organizers say the goal here is not to just provide meals, but also to create a sense of community and connection.
Last year we came together and we identified the need in our community. There is a lot of homelessness, low income, food insecurity, and we came together and thought we have received so many blessings from individuals, from community partners, and we wanted to give back. Instead of always asking for donations, we wanted to do something for them.
The dinner is free. It'll serve 200 meals on a first-come, first-served basis. Free transportation is available through Dial-A-Ride with pickup locations at apartments, Ferris State University, and Our Brother's Keeper. Organizers are encouraging community members who can't attend to still support this event by volunteering your time, making a donation, or simply spreading the word. And that brings us to our question of the day here on Unscripted. Do you plan to travel this Thanksgiving? And if so, are you staying close to home or maybe leaving the area, maybe doing something out of state? Let us know. Check out our Facebook fan page and, of course, our website, UpNorthLive.com. And we'll check out those responses a little bit later in the show.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Well, welcome back to Unscripted here on Up North Live News. Looking ahead to next week, of course, Thanksgiving already here, which you start to think about those travel plans and you're hoping the weather will cooperate. To take a look at what the weather looks like out there today, Chief Meteorologist Joe Charleboy joins us. Joe, I have to say, today much different than yesterday, which was gloomy and rainy.
It was, and then today a little bit of sun broke through, which was nice to see earlier today. The weekend, not bad. There will be a little rain, snow, mainly north tomorrow, probably around this time. We'll show you that in a minute, but you can see the blue skies here. This is our UpNorthLive Skyview drone view over Grand Traverse Bay, the east arm of the bay. You can see the different depths of the water. There's US 31. You can see the beach there on the bottom of the screen, and yeah, a couple puffy clouds, a little bit of blue sky. Overall, though, a pretty nice day across a good portion of northern Michigan. All right, here's what's going on tonight. We have a mix of sun and, well, stars and clouds now that we're past sunset in lower Michigan. In the UP, there's a little bit of light rain and snow. It's not a lot. You can see a few of these kind of brushing Sault Ste. Marie earlier with a couple wet snowflakes. We may get a little band of snow kind of running near the Sioux south this evening through tonight. Won't be a big deal, though. The system for the weekend, and again, not a big storm or anything like that, it's that area of low pressure you see up there north of Bismarck, near Winnipeg. And that warm front that curls off that's going to approach the area tomorrow. So you can see a little bit of lake effects in the UP with snow or rain there tonight. Then tomorrow morning, not bad early, but we are going to cloud up, and then here comes that next system right there. So that's that area of rain and snow I was talking about across the UP and Straits. Maybe a shower in lower Michigan as you head south of, especially, M68, south of Indian River. But I don't think a lot of rain, really, and then a few lingering lake effect rain showers through Sunday, mainly north and east of Gaylord. Otherwise, partly cloudy Sunday afternoon and evening. We'll get into Thanksgiving. Quiet Monday, no issues Monday, but Tuesday a little rain comes in. Low pressure will sit near Lake Superior. That's the thought right now. You see the circle, the spin there near Marquette. And then cold air will come in here. We were thinking yesterday, maybe later Wednesday into Thursday, but right now it looks like maybe Tuesday into Wednesday, a little earlier. So that will change this over to some snow, it looks like, potentially by Wednesday, and then some lake effect snow at times Thursday, and maybe even into part of Friday. So that's the setup. A little too early to say how much snow, who's going to see the most, in the exact details on this, but that's the trend. It's going to cool down and potential for some lake effect snow. So there's a look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week, and that chance for some snow. So we'll keep the caution or on Thanksgiving Day in some areas, at least maybe even poor road conditions. For the rest of the night, 20s and 30s, a few snow showers in the UP, otherwise partly cloudy. And then tomorrow, afternoon rain and snow mix. That'll be late afternoon for the UP, highs around 40. And then in lower Michigan, maybe some early day sun, but then a cloudy afternoon and maybe a couple late day showers. Bel Air, Mansalona, 45. And at Lake City over toward Falmouth, 42, Taftletown. Here's our extended forecast. Again, dry weather Monday. Tuesday, some light rain, and then that switch over to snow looks like it's going to be Tuesday night into Wednesday, Melissa. And then Thanksgiving Day, yeah, it could be a little snowy, highs then only in the 30s.
Yeah, that snow could move in. We'll keep an eye on things, Joe. Thank you. Coming up, Sports Director Harrison Beebe gives us a breakdown of some Northern Michigan high school football matchups, along with a preview of some football games. That's coming up after the break. Welcome back to Unscripted here on Up North Live. Sports Director Harrison Beebe joins us now with a preview of some sports games. Hey, Harrison.
Yeah, hey, Melissa, it's not a preview. We're diving right in. We're taking a look at a state semifinal volleyball we're digging right in, if we're going to go with the volleyball puns. Battle Creek is the place to be right now if you want to watch the Kingsley Stags' pursuit of a state championship. They're up 2-1 in the best of 5 series, so they're 1 set away from advancing to tomorrow's championship match. But Monroe St. Mary has come out pretty competitive in that 4th set right now. I believe they lead it 7-3 last check. I've got it streaming on the computer behind me here, so we're keeping close tabs on that one because it could lead to a big day tomorrow, as we touched on yesterday. Could be a volleyball state championship and a football state semifinal for Kingsley all in one Saturday afternoon / early evening. Could lead to a very busy day for me as well, but we'll wait and see how all the dominoes fall before we plot out those travel points just yet. Of course, Melissa, if you're more of the college and pro football fan, you're going to devote time to that this weekend. Plenty of things to keep you busy. We know Michigan State, this has just not been their year. It's not been their several seasons now in college football. Spartans still looking for that first Big Ten win. They have to go to Iowa. That's never an easy place to win, so they're going to try and take down the Hawkeyes. Michigan on the road, it's a sleeper game for them to get upset because Maryland's a pretty good team, and Michigan might be caught looking ahead to Ohio State next week. So for the Wolverines, potential at a Big Ten title and a college football playoff, they definitely don't want to overlook the Terrapins. That one also a real matchup. Both those games at 3:30 and 4 o'clock. So if you got a lot of channels and a good remote control, you can go back and forth between the Spartans and Wolverines if you want. And then Sunday, the biggie, the Lions, they need a bounce-back win. They're at 6-4 right now. Beating the Giants would be huge for them, building momentum towards next Thursday, where, Melissa, they're going to go up against the Green Bay Packers for that traditional Thanksgiving Day game, and that could be huge for the NFC North when it's all said and done. So the Lions would like nothing more than to get a nice setup win for that before they go into that annual Turkey Day game 4 days later. And of course, that one's always tough because you only have a few days to prep. It's a lot earlier than the rest of the teams play, but the Packers have the same issue. They'll play on Sunday and then play again on Thursday as well.
All right, sounds good, Harrison. Of course, we will continue checking in with all of the previews and highlights coming up. But first, we're going to check in with those results coming up a little bit later in the show. Stay right here.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Unscripted here on Up North Live News. Here are some of those responses to our question of the day. How far are you traveling for the holiday week next week? Looks like most people, staying home. 21% staying within northern Michigan, 13% staying within Michigan, and about 7% going out of state. You can still chime in. Check out our Facebook page and our website, UpNorthLive.com. But of course, you can join us later tonight for Up North Live News at 11. Until then, have a lovely Friday evening.